Hello, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now at 5.
We're bringing you some breaking news out of Sun Prairie, where police are responding to a video that is now facing some public scrutiny.
The video that we're about to show you contains some graphic content that may not be suitable for all viewers, so viewer discretion is advised.
Our Jalen Banks joins us now live from Sun Prairie with statements from those involved. Jalen?
Eric and Susan, I just wrapped up speaking with Sun Prairie's police chief just within the last 30 minutes. Now, officers responded to South Bird Street at 11:19 Saturday night for reports of an assault. When they arrived, someone was restraining 37-year-old Jerry Clark, who was allegedly trying to fight another person. Police say Clark resisted arrest. In the highlighted area that you can see on the video here in just a sec, you'll be able to see that officers stunned Clark with the taser, sending him flat on his back. Now, police say Clark was then transported to the hospital for an unrelated incident and that he was combative during the transport. Sun Prairie police say the body camera video shows an active physical altercation.
In the video from the body cam, you can see officers approaching a female, restraining a male, and the female saying, "Take him, take him." That's very important because the officers, knowing what they know at the initial call, was that there was a physical disturbance.
Earlier today, I spoke with Clark's fiance, who gave a much different perspective on the situation seen in the video.
He doesn't have any medical conditions. He's never had a medical condition. It was no need for the excessive force. If you guys would have just walked up and asked us what was going on, we would have been able to tell you. That way, it wouldn't even been as, confrontational as it was. You guys see he's unconscious. He's bleeding from his face. You guys already have him handcuffed, but then you pick him up from in front of my house and take him down the street in front of somebody else's house.
Now, Miller told me her fiance at one point was put under a medically induced coma, but has been awake since around 10 a.m. this morning. Now, as far as that scene video from witnesses, you can find scene video, like a full version of it, on our website right now at channel3000.com. As for the body cam footage that was cited by the police chief, we have to put in a records request for that. We'll be putting that in here shortly. But for now, reporting live from Sun Prairie, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
All right, Jalen, thank you. 8 years ago, an explosion at Didion Mill in Cambria killed 5 workers and injured 14 more.
That explosion was caused by dust hazards created by the mill's regular operations.
Now, in the years since, 7 employees were found guilty on charges related to the blast, including the Vice President of Operations, Derek Clark, and Didion's Food Safety Superintendent, Sean Mesner.
After paying out over $10 million in settlements and fines, a federal agency says the recommended facility improvements have not been put in place. Our Kyle Pozorski spoke with community leaders about the lack of changes.
The United States Chemical Safety and Hazard Investigation Board says none of the recommendations to improve the Didion Mill have been acted on, now 8 years after an explosion rocked the Cambria facility. The federal agency claims they tried to provide the recommendations to Didion, but did not get what they believe was an adequate response for updates. In speaking to News 3 Now, Cambria Village Board President Glenn Williams says if what they claim is true, that nothing has changed, he'd be disappointed in Didion.
I realize that this whole situation has cost Didion a lot of money. It is a little disappointing that it may not be any safer than it was 8 years ago.
According to an investigation, the 2017 explosion could have been prevented. Didion, in a statement to News 3 Now, says they, quote, respectfully disagree with the suggestion that Didion Milling has not addressed the CSB's recommendations. They further say Didion has implemented the recommendations and provided the CSB with an overview of what they did over a year ago. I asked Williams if there was anything the village board could do to facilitate any safety improvements.
If there was a situation in which that would be helpful, I think we would definitely act on it, but I really don't see anything we can do to further that.
In Cambria, Kyle Pozorski, News 3 Now.
Kyle, thank you. We have more in-depth details on both the claims by the CSB and Didion at our website, channel3000.com.
Now to an update on a story we brought you as breaking news this weekend. Madison Gas and Electric says over 7,500 customers were affected by a downtown underground fire on Sunday. Early investigations point to an underground cable failure causing the fire and the initial outage. MG&E says it received reports of smoke at around 3:15 Sunday afternoon on West Washington Avenue, and 8 minutes later, electric feeders tripped, causing outages. Crews are working on the investigation, the damage assessment, and completing repairs.
Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington here in studio. I looked now at our first one forecast, and Radar 3000 has been busy the last few days. Alex, what does it look like now?
Not busy for a change, although this is it. We've got a cold front that's moving right now into the far northwestern part of our area up towards Juneau and Adams County that I just painted here on Radar 3000. A couple isolated thunderstorms out ahead of that cold front, and this will be the end of the shower and thunderstorm activity that we've been seeing on and off and in very, very high amounts in some cases. As we widen things out, look at the rest of Radar 3000 across southern Wisconsin. Really nothing of significance out there. But when we look at future track and put that into motion, take note here. We'll let this run a couple of times here. Notice that we have a couple thunderstorms right along that cold front as we go towards 6, 7 o'clock, and then it starts to fizzle out as we head towards 8, 9, 10 o'clock as we lose the heat of the day. Plenty of rain has fallen across much of southern Wisconsin. This is just a couple of estimates here ranging from 2 to 3, in some cases 5 inches of rain. Of course, we know we had that prolific rain in the northern parts of the Milwaukee metropolitan area. Coming up in Maine weather, some nice weather to talk about before we heat back up. How warm will we go? I'll let you know when you see me next.
All right, Alex, thank you. Communities continue to clean up after severe flooding hit Wisconsin this weekend. More than 50 cars were destroyed in an apartment garage in West Allis, putting them under 6 feet of water. In Germantown, police and fire crews are involved in voluntary evacuations in the Rivers Bend neighborhood due to flooding and power outages. Right now, there are about 13,000 power outages reported across the state, with just under 10,000 of them in Milwaukee County. The DNR says those storms and floods have damaged state parks, trails, and some recreation areas and wildlife areas, from minor washouts to partial closures. Crews are still assessing the damage, and the public is urged to avoid closed areas for safety. Visitors who spot downed trees or trail washouts should report them to property staff.
Now to a major sports headline. Packers quarterback Jordan Love sidelined due to a left thumb injury suffered in the preseason loss to the Jets on Saturday night.
Well, how long will he miss practice, and will he miss any games? Our Packers senior writer Jason Wilde answers both questions from Lambeau Field.
How you doing, everybody? It's Jason Wilde at Lambeau Field, and as you've probably heard, but just in case you haven't, Packers quarterback Jordan Love undergoing a little procedure, as general manager Brian Gutekunst called it, on his left thumb, which he injured in Saturday's preseason opener right here at Lambeau against the Jets. Now, Jordan Love should be back to practice within a little over a week. The hope is that he'll be more than ready for the September 7th opener against the Detroit Lions here at Lambeau and here on Channel 3. At the same time, this does give Brian Gutekunst pause about playing his starting players in preseason. Now, on the one hand, he believes that this team needs that work. On the other, he remembers Ted Thompson, his mentor, his predecessor, who used to talk about wanting to put his players in bubble wrap. And Goody told a funny story that as he was sitting at the game on Saturday night and there was some thunder and lightning in the area, he thought of Ted Thompson, the late great GM, and thought Ted would be saying, oh, hopefully they'll cancel this game, because he just did not like putting his players in harm's way in preseason. Well, that's where Jordan Love ended up, and now we'll see if Jordan Love ends up being ready for the opener as the Packers expect. That's it from here for now. We'll have all the coverage of Jordan Love and his injury and Malik Willis, the backup quarterback, and his opportunity at channel3000.com for free. And while you're there, don't forget to sign up for our newsletter, which delivers our Packers coverage directly to your inbox every day. That's it from here. Back to you in the studio.
All right, Jason, thank you. Malik Willis gets the start in Love's Place this weekend when the Packers head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. It's a noon kickoff on Saturday from Lucas Oil Stadium.
And Alex is back next. A complete look at your first one forecast.
And a man who escaped from an overturned car in a Menominee Falls River says he is lucky to be alive.
Plus a major traffic update for those who use Nakoma Road. We'll tell you when the road will close completely. And we'll have a suggested detour.
Plus, no end in sight to a workers' strike at Mercy Health East Clinic in Janesville. How resources are being set up to help striking workers get through the stoppage.
Strong Tuesday trading on Wall Street. The Dow climbing more than 483.5 points. The Nasdaq up 296.5. The S&P 500 gained 72. And we'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
It is week 6 of striking for the Mercy Health East Clinic union members in Janesville. The union asking for more security and increased wages to cover growing health insurance expenses.
Our Elila Liberté shows us one resource that's being set up to help employees get through this longer than expected strike.
Got some burger here if you want some burger.
In the back of the UAW Local 95 building in Janesville is a meeting room converted into a food pantry as Mercy Health East Clinic workers mark 6 weeks on the picket line.
It has really drug out for us.
Brenda Hartman is a medical assistant at the clinic. While on strike, employees receive $500 in weekly pay, but Hartman says it often falls short.
So the strike pay meets our bills, but it doesn't necessarily cover groceries. It doesn't necessarily cover gas. It doesn't necessarily cover those extra things that you need to have.
Extra things like food, toilet paper, diapers, and toothbrushes.
And those are some of the things that you don't realize, oh my God, I'm out of, until you're out of it.
This really helps out a lot.
Sandy Welsh is the vice president of the union representing the striking workers.
Well, this is the first time we've done it, only because this is the first time we've been on strike.
She's helping run the food pantry.
At first, I think some people didn't want to utilize it. They just thought, well, I'll leave it for somebody else that needs it. But I think as the strike goes on longer and longer, they realize that, yes, they too can come here and shop.
So far, Welch estimates they've raised about $1,000 in the 3 weeks the pantry's been open.
I'm amazed at how many of us are able to come out and take advantage of it.
The union is heading back to the negotiating table on Monday in hopes to reach a deal. Reporting in Janesville, Elila Liberté, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Ellie. Donations are accepted at the picket line Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. and at the pantry from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Tuesday through Thursday.
Madison Black Restaurant Week celebrating its 10th anniversary this week. 55 participating businesses. Les Délices d'Awa, a West African restaurant, joins the celebration after 7 years now in business. They offer traditional dishes including kanjo stewing chicken soup with cassava couscous and West African pastels filled with fish, chicken, or beef. This week drives business to Black-owned restaurants and food entrepreneurs all across Madison.
This campaign is really about economic empowerment. It's about driving business to these hardworking entrepreneurs and restaurateurs. We make that really easy on our website by listing out the participants.
Now, organizers started the program in 2016 with just 12 businesses. Customers can purchase gift certificates, place catering orders, and vote for their favorite Black-owned restaurants through the event's website, and the celebration continues through the week.
Now let's get a check on the weather. Those thunderstorms, Alex, woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, couldn't fall back to sleep, but now things are clearing out nicely this afternoon.
100% the same. 100% the same in my day too, Susan. Yeah, things are starting to clear out. We have our cold front, the final cold front at that, starting to move into the WISC viewing area, stretching from Green Bay south and west towards Camp Douglas. See it, just a couple of showers, isolated rumble or two of thunder out ahead of that. I don't see this front being very eventful, meaning I'm not expecting widespread showers and storms. And as we widen things out on radar 3000 here, you really don't see a lot at all. Even south and east of Madison, a couple showers, maybe a rumble or two of thunder trying to pop up. And as we move forward and put this into future track, also again, not very eventful here. And a lot of places have seen considerable amounts of rain. So there's some areas that just don't need another drop at all in southern Wisconsin. As we put future track into motion, a couple isolated showers and storms that clear on out. We'll be tracking a little bit of fog as we go through some of our other newscasts this evening. Don't be surprised to see that on Wednesday morning, but they'll burn off quickly. Beautiful day, just a couple clouds in the sky as we go through the day on Wednesday. and the temperatures. And refreshing right now. I'm not talking about air quality conditions for a change here, at least not at this point. So refreshing night tonight, a little fog, upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. Highs in the upper 70s to right around 80. That's where we should be for this time of year. Normal highs are right around 81. So you see lots of golds here. That's the sunny skies or the blue shades for the blue skies, if you want to do it that way. As we look forward in the 3 things you need to know after this nice stretch, we are going to turn a lot warmer by the weekend, but it's going to be short-lived, and with that short-lived pattern, we're going to see those storm chances come back to southern Wisconsin. Roller coaster ride. Temperatures up to 88 by Saturday, back down to the upper 70s as we go out into next week. So when you have that transition from 90s to 70s, you got to have some give there. And what that means is we're going to have some stormy conditions as well, combined with that muggy meter again. Follow the yellow line here all the way up between Friday and Saturday, back up into the very humid to the oppressive range. And then it crashes. So that's that cold front. That's the cooler air trying to come in Sunday going on into Monday of next week with scattered shower and thunderstorm chances Friday night going on into Saturday and Saturday night, and then Sunday and Sunday night. Very similar to the pattern that we just had where we had those overnight showers and storms that last into the morning. Heavy rainfall will be the main threats from those thunderstorms. And during our 6 o'clock newscast, I'm going to take you through Future Track, what those on and off storm chances may look like as we head out towards the future. Right now, we got temperatures right around 80 degrees. That's where we should be again for this time of year. And as we plan our evening, temperatures falling down into around 74 to right around 70. As we head a little bit further into the evening, down into the 60s before that patchy fog moves into southern Wisconsin. Fast forward, here we go, end of the month. We're actually pushing towards a cooler than normal pattern for a good portion of the country, about the eastern third or so, warmer to the west. And what that means is drier than normal conditions as we head out further into August. And there'll be some places in southern Wisconsin that will certainly appreciate that after the prolific rains that we've had over parts of southern Wisconsin. And I can't leave my weather here without a viewer photo. This one coming from Jeff, a picture I don't show often too much. The moon here. That's some pretty colors there. And if you want to see your photo on there, just scan that QR code that links you right up to our weather portal on the channel3000.com/weather, and we get those photos, and then this allows us to show the weather on air. You know, I like to talk about the weather. It's nice to show it too.
Yes.
Susan, Eric?
An early happy birthday to you, Alex. It's Alex's birthday tomorrow, and he's on vacation, so we're getting it in today.
Happy birthday, Alex.
Thanks.
Just ahead, how a man survived flooding in the Milwaukee area after a road gave out right underneath him. His harrowing story next at 5.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Next Wednesday, a section of Nakoma Road in Madison will be fully closing down from Tumalo Trail to Manitou Way. The road will be closed. Cherokee Drive also closing at Nakoma. Buses, along with local traffic, can detour on Manitou, but most drivers, they're asking to take Midvale and Odana. The project should be wrapping up around the end of September.
On Monday, construction begins on Wisconsin 213 in Beloit, and that will go from the Illinois state line up to Broad Street. City officials say this project will include new pavement, new curb ramps, and rail crossing improvements. The road will stay open for most of the construction, with 2 short closures expected soon for work on the rail crossing. This project should also wrap up by mid-fall.
A man manages to miraculously survive this past weekend's flooding after the road in Menominee Falls collapsed beneath him, rolling his car, trapping him upside down in some rushing water.
Hannah Hilliard tells us about his escape to safety.
Pretty thankful, man. I'm very thankful to be alive. It could have went a different way.
Derek Watson relieved Sunday as he returned to Campbell Drive. The raging Menominee River, once below it, now exposed, filled with asphalt and debris after heavy rain caused a portion of the Menominee Falls Road to collapse. Among the rubble, Watson's car upside down. He says he was driving in the historic downpour overnight when he and his car suddenly dropped.
And I was just like, you know, like shocked, like what's going on, like I'm going down. So then I got out the car, climbed on top of the car. First of all, I got out the car and slipped under into the water, but I climbed back up. That's how I busted my knuckles and everything. So I climbed back up, got on top of the car, jumped as far as I can away from everything.
He says he jumped from the top of his car to solid ground. A couple nearby helped him get to safety.
To be back today and to see where your car is at now,
Yeah, I had to come find it for the insurance, so you know how that go. So I actually wanted to see what took place because I was too much in shock, disbelief last night to actually know what went on, and seeing it now, it's like outrageous. And I actually like the rain. That's the crazy part, but I don't think I like it no more.
Yeah, that was just a little bit too much rain. We'll have a final check of the forecast when we come back.
The American dream. So where are home prices headed? We take a close look to see what's affordable.
And all is not peachy with California farmers, but Old Ways are providing new solutions to stem the threat faced by fruit growers. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And coming up at the top of the hour on News 3 Now at 6, an arrest video continues to draw public scrutiny in Sun Prairie. Our Jalen Banks brings us more from police and those involved. Again, that's tonight at 6.
The Perseid meteor shower is one of the best meteor showers of the year, and it's peaking today. In previous years, the meteor shower has produced around 40 to 50 visible meteors per hour. But this year, sky gazers are not as likely to see quite as many. NASA says that's because the shower is happening soon after the August full moon. The best times to watch are for about an hour between dusk and moonrise today and the last couple of hours before daybreak tomorrow. Will it be clear enough to see it?
Oh, I think so. A couple clouds this evening with those few storms, but in between those clouds we'll have the clear skies, and as we get towards the midnight hour and beyond, we'll clear on out. So there'll be some opportunity to go outside and do some gazing.
Great. Make a birthday wish.
Make a birthday wish out of it. I'll have to do that tomorrow. 42. All right, Radar 3000. Couple showers, isolated thunderstorms. A cold front is trying to make its way through the area, but as we take note with Future Track, a lot of that is just fizzling out with the heat of the day, and that'll allow us to clear out for the gazing for the meteor showers as we go on into tonight. But we got warmer weather on the way and storms in the forecast. I'll show you those storms on Future Track at 6.
And Alex shares a birthday with my dog, so we've got that going. Thanks for watching us. CBS Evening News coming up, and we've got the News 3 Now at 6 in 30 minutes.
You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000.